Hi friends, today we're going to talk about how to join two data streams together. If you haven't signed up for Upsolver or created a data source, please check the links in the description. We're going to go ahead and select Amazon Athena as our output. The two streams of data that we're working with are impressions and clicks. The impressions data has the ad impressions for the user, and the clicks have the number of clicks and timestamp for the user as well. And in the end, we're trying to calculate the click-through rate for each ad campaign. First, I'm going to give the output a name called impression clicks, and then use the impressions as my primary data source. Now we have defined our data source. The reason we chose impressions as the primary data source is because all clicks will have impressions. However, not all impressions will have clicks. We're going to do a left outer join later on between impressions and clicks. Now that I have created a data source, from here I can either work with the UI to make the join with clicks, or I can do it directly with SQL. Since personally I prefer to work directly with SQL, I'm going to flip over to the SQL page. Keep in mind that everything that you do in the UI will be reflected in the SQL and vice versa. At this stage, I'm going to use a SQL statement to join the impression data stream with the clicks data stream. For the sake of time, I'm just going to paste in the SQL that I'm going to be using to do the join. The first thing that I want you to notice here is this if and else statement. What I'm saying here is that if the click time exists, I'm going to return a 1. If it doesn't exist, I'm going to return a 0. Let's take a look at how the click time is defined here. I'm taking the last click timestamp from the click stream and give it an alias called click time. I'm doing a left outer join between impressions and click data here. Because clicks data usually arrive a little later than impressions, I'm going to wait for 10 minutes for the click data to arrive before I do the join. Now I can click on preview to make sure that my output looks good before I click on run to output the data to Athena. Now that we performed the transformation, we're now ready to define the Athena output. I'm going to define the Athena information on the other side, including the storage, connection, database name, table name, and click on next. Here I can input my compute cluster and the time range that I want to load my data from. If I leave the ending ad as never, then that means it's a continuous stream. Click on deploy. Click over to the progress tab to make sure the output is up to date. Then I'm going to switch over to my Athena tab to run a query. I'm going to check the table structure that's automatically created by Upsolver and everything looks good. Here, I'm going to sum up the clicks and then divide by the total number of impressions for each campaign to get the click-through rate. Click on Run Query and everything looks good. Thank you all for watching. See you next time.